still singing. That's me with the opera.
All 80s. All 80s all the time.
All 80s weekend.
That's right.
See, I was wondering when we planned to do this if, Mary, you were just going to play all the Mary Mancini. You were the music director here.
Yes.
So if we were just pulled out the old, what'd you call those? Records. If you were going to bring those.
Stacks of wax.
Like, yeah, did you fly in with them?
I
from
did,
Memphis
and TSA confiscated them.
Oh, yeah.
They were like, what is this? We don't know what these are.
And
So
they're having a TSA office party now.
They are
with those records.
TSA dance party.
And they're enjoying them ironically.
That's right.
Yes,
We've already had our first callback.
TSA is ironically impaired.
So we do have a phone number.
Oh.
So if our 3 listeners, Bay Ridge, Philly, and LA.
2 more now.
Oh, wow.
Mansfield, Mass, and Leominster, Mass.
Nice.
Wow.
And potentially some people here in Syracuse.
Right.
Potentially.
Oh.
There's like a transmitter, isn't there?
Right, there is.
It's not just on the internet.
We can talk about that
when we
too.
started.
Right, yeah.
So, Mark, you guys were a year ahead of me. You graduated 85, both of you, Mark and Mary?
85, yeah.
So I graduated 86. So when I got here, it was right when they were on AM, and then we were no longer on anything.
Right.
Except cable.
That's right.
A blank screen on the local cable
Blank screen
system.
on the cable.
Yeah. There was a time when we were in the radio desert. There was no broadcasting.
But there was this
going
little
on.
house that it was originally in the 70s. Like a little creaky stairs. You'd go up to the little DJ booth.
Right. We were talking about that Spectrum.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, that's
Spectrum.
Did you
That's where-
did you have a shift there?
That was my 1 to 4 in the morning.
Let me
Yeah.
ask you this.
Yes.
I can't even say it.
Why not?
Were you ever taught to catch mice?
Ew.
As part of your training? No?
Taught to? No,
Yeah,
no.
As part of the...
No.
that was a big deal for me.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mary, that's
Why-
silly.
why?
He wasn't taught to catch
Why?
mice. He was taught to keep them as pets.
Oh.
I thought he was going to go with a Fisher of Men joke there. That would have been the typical suck punchline on that one. No, I remember that old building, and we'd walk up the creaky stairs, and they had little turntables and stuff. And then, so the cable channel that we were on when we were not on AM, but we went on FM 30 years ago, 1985, it used to have little diamonds that would respond to the sound of music.
That was the one that was carried over University Union, I think.
Right.
Yeah. We were carried over the University Union channel, and then we were also carried over Syracuse Cable, Cablevision. And for a while...
Did they have the diamonds? on the cable?
No, they either had a blank screen, but sometimes they had like the local TV guide. You know, and that's what if you wanted to tune in to
right.
JPZ.
So we had a very short window to catch people's attention. No, go to Channel 5. Listen to us. Okay.
Yeah, it was tough.
All right.
But then, we had a chance when we moved from that building over here. At the same time, that was when WAER was going through some tough times, and so we had a shot at getting on the air, owned and operated FM, getting our own. Right. And so I remember Bob Flint and I actually went to talk to the chancellor about that. We had a meeting in the chancellor's office, and we pitched the whole idea, and he said, he said, go for it, and he assigned us an administrator who was this Scottish guy named Peter Bagent, and he always called us squires. Oh, squires, how's it going? You know, and he...
Have you got your license yet, lads?
He cleared through a lot of the bureaucracy. And Dave, please be Peter Bagent for the rest of the...
Okay. You've got some much more fancy equipment in here.
He was instrumental. And then... we got funding from SGA, and it was huge. So many people had to pull together in order to make that work. And looking back, I still don't quite know how we managed to do that, because it was pretty wild that we did.
And there was no Red Bull at the time.
No Red Bull. I know. Yeah. We just, I guess, found other ways. Besides, Mountain Dew was very popular.
Ah, that's right. It was Mountain Dew.
Yeah, that was a pre-Red Bull.
Big gulps.
And
Yes,
so when tell the story of when we got the license and
we finally got the license, and then we actually were a little bit we had sort of run out of budget. We didn't have quite enough money to pay for the transmitter and the antenna. And,
I thought you were going to say the talent. Okay. That's usually where it stops.
Dave, we were paid twice what we were
had
worth.
plenty of talent. But we thought, let's go for it. and we went for it. And
got like a used one or something, or
No.
Okay,
no.
Let's go for it.
That was the thing. When we went on the air, and then it was also sort of like, hey guys, this was our gift to the following classes. Here's the new station and $13,000 in the hole. Good luck.
These days, college students walk out of college $100,000 in the hole. So we actually gave them a nice gift.
Yeah, that's true.
$13,000. That's not bad.
But I mean, there have been a lot of ups and downs in the station's history, and that was a big high for the station.
And so when we started the Crazy Morning Crew, unlike you were just saying today, they have a different crew. We were there like every morning. I mean, not every single morning. Didn't we rotate as to
There was a bit of a rotation.
Yeah, I was definitely not there every morning.
Yeah.
Right.
No way.
It was the Mary and Dave mornings.
Oh, Mary.
And then there was
Father Happy.
there was the OK Dave and Danny the K mornings.
But Mark was one of those.
And Mark would go in and out.
Oh, okay. Right, gotcha.
I think I just sort of floated in.
Mark was a floater, and then Tommy G and I were in the production booth putting together the pre-produced stuff, and we were there most days.
Not unlike today.
Not too much unlike.
You brought along clips.
As a matter of fact, you were saying, Sook, that last clip.
Yes, that Wolfman Jack drop in that you played actually got me a job at Z100 because Scott Shannon was overly fond of it. So,
How did it get from cable TV in Syracuse
Tommy G had graduated, and he had started submitting some of the bits and things that we had in the can to the American Comedy Network out of Connecticut, and it went from there. It went to a bunch of stations around the country, and a guy that Shannon was working with had come from North Carolina and brought it up there with him, and that's how he had heard that. So
we saw him hanging on the wall today in the New York State Radio Hall of Fame, which is here at the Newhouse building that we had a tour of. So Scott Shannon's on the wall, and you got all your Chuck Scarboroughs and your Ernie Anastas's,
Sue
Simmonses.
You didn't tell the story on how you found out about it, though.
Well, I didn't tell the story that one of the drop-ins that he also played from this guy in North Carolina was one of the medleys, and I had heard it just driving around listening to Z100, and I sent Shannon a letter going, I could sue you for that.
That's the story.
But glad I brought up the Radio Hall of Fame right before that.
I wasn't really serious. I was just using that as a way to get his attention.
Get a job.
Get a job, exactly.
Nice.
And he called me at home in New Jersey on my home phone number, and he said, "Yeah, buddy, you're not going to sue us, are you?" I said, "No, I just I'm just trying to get your attention." He's like, "All right, well, buddy, we always need new input and new communications. So why don't you come down here next Thursday and we'll talk about giving you a job."
That's pretty good, Scott Shannon, actually.
But what particularly stood out with that story is the fact that you felt the need to clarify that he called you on your home phone.
Right.
As if back then.
No cell phones at that time.
Yeah.
You mean he didn't call you from the payphone on the corner?
The hardwired phone in the kitchen with the flowery wallpaper in my parents' house because I was 19 years old. So there you go.
All right, we got another clip coming up.
Yay.
Oh, wait. Now we have another clip.
Z89 Sports presents Crazy Morning Quarterback with Rob Weingarten.
Rob Weingarten. Was all that stuff you, all that, was that, were you actually...
No, that was a taped copy of Mary Mancini's date with the NHL last night. When Jim Boeheim and the Orangemen wake up today, they'll have a rough time forgetting last night's nightmare in the Boston Garden. A pair of free throws by Wendell Alexis gave the Orange a 1-point lead with only 6 seconds to go, but Andre Hawkins was whistled for a blocking foul with 1 second left. Michael Adams nailed both foul shots, and Boston College downs the Orange 67-66. The real problem last night was consistency. SU played with the consistency of a dining hall cookie. The Orange dropped to 15-4 on the season and 4th place in the Big East at 6-4. BC moves to 16-5, 5th place in the conference at 5-5. The Crazy Morning Quarterback grand jury is issuing an indictment this morning. A longtime Orange nemesis is being brought up on robbery charges. This is serious. Referee Dick Paparo? That's right, Froggy, we're talking to you. You almost fooled us last night. After that 5-second call on Michael Adams with 40 seconds to go, we thought you may have finally repented for all the times your visual impairments crushed the Orange. But alas, you did it again. A blocking foul on Andre Hawkins with 1 second to go. The Crazy Morning Crew charges Dick Froggy Paparo with first-degree robbery and impersonating a basketball official.
Get him out of here!
I asked the jury, what will the verdict be?
Guilty!
Sentencing will take place at the end of this cast. And that leads us to our cheer of the day. Mike Bossy becomes the first player in NHL history to score 40 goals in 8 consecutive seasons. A crazy morning cheer for Mike Bossy.
Yeah! Woo!
That'll do it for this edition of the Crazy Morning Quarterback. Happy Dave, I ask you, now that we have a guilty verdict brought in on a referee, Dick Paparo, what will we sentence him to?
Oh. Ooh, how about, Did you hear that one from Jeff Erskine?
Well, this is true. The man is not a first-time offender.
I think maybe we should sentence him to one night with Tommy G and Sookie.
Ooh.
Okay, maybe a little harsh. Maybe a little harsh. What's the deal, Rob? Why can't they just take a look at the videotape and say, okay, that Hawk was huge, but he was not in the wrong, and that was bad.
Well, you gotta look at it this way. If he's blind when he watches the game, there's nothing to prevent him from being blind watching the videotape.
This is true.
See you tomorrow, Happy Dave.
Well, until then, we'll miss you. Oh, I love these turntables. At half a turn from now on. Engineer, okay?